Hey, what is up guys? I'm MKBHD here, and this is USB-C All the Things Part 2. So Part 1 was going over the best of USB Type-C accessories to help you bridge the gap between the old outgoing full-size USB-A standard and the new incoming universal standard USB Type-C. Now that was more than 6 months ago, but this Part 2 is talking to you, manufacturers of electronics. So a PSA to electronics companies, now is the time to go ahead and just feel free to USB-C all the things. It's 2017 and we're in this awkward sort of middle phase where it's not quite a no-brainer to go with USB Type-C in a new device, even though you totally should. A lot of electronics and computers and accessories and things are coming out that don't use USB Type-C even still, because it isn't quite everywhere yet. You might be a little worried about compatibility with older customers or people getting confused about having this new port when they still have this old port in other places, but I'm telling you that you guys can be the ones to push forward into this future to make it less confusing. Take Apple for example. With their laptops, obviously Apple's one of those companies who can do this, but they basically just declared and decided that they wanted USB-C to be the future of connectivity in their devices. So with all the new MacBooks and MacBook Pros, their entire laptop lineup, they took away full-size USB-A ports and replaced them all with USB Type-C 3.1. There's no downsides, and now there's way less confusion because you've gone straight from the old one to the new one, the old port to the new port, and now all of the ports on all the MacBooks are USB Type-C. That's a much easier mental hurdle to clear of why a new port exists and the old one doesn't anymore. Another example is Samsung with their smartphones. They've wisened up a lot too. They used to have micro USB in some phones and USB micro B for the Note. That was a weird one. But now if you check out the smartphone lineup, boom, it's USB-C across the board. In fact, many smartphones coming out now are USB Type-C, and that's a great categorical example of companies moving forward quickly because of heavy competition. So pretty much every smartphone you'll see coming out now has USB Type-C, except for the iPhone. But other categories don't necessarily have the same stiff, rigorous competition, so they're not necessarily in that same race to adopt the most badass features as quickly as possible. Take this mouse for example. Logitech MX Master. Literally one of my favorite mice ever. Came out in early 2015, so a couple years ago. And then recently Logitech decided it's time for a refresh. So they came out with the Logitech MX Master 2S. Nice, so a little bit of a refresh, new coating, some new color choices to pick from, a newer, longer lasting battery, a higher DPI sensor, but at the front, the same micro USB. Now in something as simple as a mouse, Logitech probably accurately thought it probably doesn't even matter if you switch to USB Type-C or not. There's no crunch for space, there's no need to use a smaller, faster port here, and the only thing you actually use the cable for with this mouse is charging anyway, so who really cares? Why spend the extra money on a new chipset inside just to use the newer, fancier USB Type-C. But if we're going to move faster into this world of USB Type-C everywhere, then this is the kind of stuff that has to get switched to USB Type-C. Even if it doesn't seem like it's gonna matter, it actually does in the end. Maybe the best way to do it if you're concerned about laggers or concerned about confusion or compatibility is to do what Samsung did with their portable SSD. This is the Samsung T1 SSD. You know, the TLD guys originally recommended it to me, and it's just been awesome to rip around files and move stuff between machines. It's a terabyte right here in the palm of my hand, but it's split micro USB. But that's of course an older product, so you fast forward to 2017 and you get the newer versions of these guys, the T3 and the T5. And the T5 is of course straight to USB Type-C. But if you look in the package, the T5 comes with two cables. One is a USB Type-C to USB Type-C cable for the future we're looking forward to, but the other is a USB Type-C to full-size USB-A cable. That way anyone can use it, you have the cable option there, but it clearly still favors moving forward to USB Type-C. Now of course USB 3.1 and the new connector really do matter in a product like a portable SSD where speed matters, but this would be even more awesome to see every day in things like the Logitech Mouse, with portable battery packs, with cameras, with keyboards, with speakers, with whatever accessories are being refreshed or coming out in 2017 and 2018. That would be really great to see. So that's just my brief PSA. Shout out to the manufacturers who are already putting USB-C in their devices, even though no one told you you had to. And looking forward to those who aren't catching up for 2017 and 2018. Until then, this has been MKBHD. Thank you for watching. Talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.